Hi, I'm Beverly Banov Brown. I'm an intuitive life coach and love mentor, and I have been for quite a few decades now. And I'm frequently asked the question about dating, about meeting new people. How does one know when one has been following a breakup of a relationship that meant a great deal to them, when it's okay to start seeing new people? When is it okay to get back online or have friends arrange for introductions or meet somebody at the supermarket? You never know where a potential love relationship may start. Well, I have a few questions for you to contemplate today, and I have a couple of ideas about things that you can do. When I work with a client who asks me that question, one of the first things I ask them is, how clear are you that you have completed the healing process? How clearly do you feel when you think of that person and you ask your body, am I okay with this? Have I really let go? If I found out that he or she was in a new relationship, would I feel neutral about it or be even perhaps happy for him or her? Or would it cause strain, tension, a heaviness in your body? One really good way to gauge how you really feel about something, because your body doesn't lie, even though sometimes the ego mind can fool us royally, is when I ask the question, do I feel light? Do I feel lighter, like a lightness of being, or do I feel heavy, weighted down? And where do I feel it? Do I feel it in my shoulders? Look at the word that's in shoulders, should. Like there's a belief, I should be over this by now. Well, maybe you're not. Because the truth is, it really takes as long as it takes. We're complex beings. We have a very, very highly developed emotional system. And for many of us, when we care deeply. When we love deeply. And when we have a hope that something is going to go beautifully and endure, and it doesn't, we struggle with what in the world went wrong. Well, very often what went wrong was that it just wasn't a good match, and many of the issues may have had less to do with either of you than things and beliefs and ideas and values that started to be believed and carried long before you ever met each other. So rather than blaming yourself, how about just taking a look at what is the lesson learned? What is the gift that you can take out into the new relationship you hope to have? And when you're asking yourself, how ready am I? You can look at, what is it that I'm really feeling? And how ready am I to let go of it? And if, by some wonderful miracle, you've done all the work and you really are ready to go on, you will know it. Pray about it. Ask about it. Write a journal. Talk to friends. Find a good life coach. Do whatever you need to do. But understand from an ethical perspective that if you're really not ready, if you've had a death of a partner and you're still in a mourning process as a widow or widower, you can really inflict great harm on somebody unsuspecting who thinks you're further along in the healing process than you really are. If you've had a recent breakup with someone, or even over a year or two ago, but you really haven't completed processing the work, and you still have anger, you still have resentment about how things occurred, you're not ready. I know that's not what you want to hear, because if you're watching this video, you're probably like a horse at the starting gate wanting to get on with it and meet somebody wonderful. But in my opinion, you may not be ready. And you may get hurt or hurt somebody. There might be constant comparisons. Well, you know, this is the way he did it. Why doesn't he or she do it now the same way they did? And that kind of thing is just going to lead to aggravation for you, for your partner, prospective partner. So I guess what I'm really saying is, Sometimes we have to be relentlessly honest with ourselves. We have to take an inventory of where we've let go and where we still may be holding on and not even realize it. Keep asking those questions. You will know when it's time. And if you require it, get some help. There are a lot of things we can do for ourselves, and sometimes the hardest thing in the world is to see and get a new perspective on where we are about relationships. Because love is the energy that holds it all together. And energy, once created, this is a law of the universe, this is not just me speaking, it never dies. It changes form, but it never dies. So where are you in that process? Are you holding on, or have you really let go? Can you send that person neutrality or a sense of affection and wish them well? If you found out that he or she was in a new relationship, how would that make you feel? And are you really prepared to meet with the complexity of another human being, all of their needs, all of their wants, all of their desires, and all of their habits? It's so much easier, really, in some ways, to love a ghost who's died, because so often we can tell ourselves how perfect they were, forgetting the day-to-day flaws and imperfections that made us love them as much or more as their strong points. The same thing can happen after a while after you've been away from a person who you've had a relationship with. The human mind can start to play tricks on you. Or the human mind can also play tricks in the other direction and make that person seem and sound, oh, so much harsher than they really were. Did you ever notice the truth with a little t tends to change as we change? But there's a higher truth with a capital T which sets us free. And so that's why I'm saying today, please, 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 before you start to see other people, get clear on what went before. Not just with the last person you were involved with, but run a series of clearings with the people before. That's what I would suggest you do if you were my client. I'm Beverly Banov Brown. It's been marvelous to have this time with you. I hope it helped. Keep asking questions.